Welcome back to Broyans Farm, everybody. This video is going to be a little bit different than most of my other videos. I want to start off by saying I have sold many things in the past couple of years on Facebook Marketplace. It all kind of started because I just wanted to clean up the farm. I didn't even have a Facebook account. I started it, and then I just started selling stuff just to clean up different things here and there, old farm equipment. And so anyway, I got to this truck up here above the blue shed, this 1952 Chevy. And I don't really know much about old cars, but I thought, well, maybe somebody can fix it up if that's what they want. If not, I'm just gonna take it for scrap. And so anyway, I put it on, had it on for quite some time, and had some guys message me. Some were serious, some weren't. And anyway, I got to one particular day, and I actually had two guys message me. Obviously, one guy was before the other. And the one guy said, the first guy was like, I might be interested, I'll let you know. And then the second guy messaged me and said, he was very interested in it and he would like to pay me for it now. Well, I said, I can't sell it to you, first come, first serve. I gotta wait for the other guy. The other guy ended up, it fell through. I don't know whether he couldn't afford it, didn't want it, I don't know. Anyway, I told the second guy, okay, if you want it, it's yours. And so I had this thing listed for $800. I think I can get like $300-400 scrap for it. And I just wanted somebody to get some use out of it. And so anyway, this guy wanted the truck so bad, when I told him that the first guy was, had first dibs at it, he was like, no, I'll give you $100 more than what it's worth. I said, no, don't do that. I said, just pay me what it's worth, if the other guy doesn't want it. So anyway, now is his chance. We go back and forth for a couple days, and we're trying to get a date figured out when this guy could come pick up this truck. He supposedly had a tow company or a tow truck, something of the sort, and so it wasn't going to be a big deal because I asked him if he had a winch on a trailer or what he was bringing. Like I said, a couple days were going by, and this guy wanted the truck so bad that he actually sent me a money order with, I guess, it was basically like a check or whatever that you send through the mail, and it had the money. And so a day before he came, I thought to myself, well, I want to cash this because I'd never taken money order before. I don't even know how it works. And I want to make sure that I have this money before he takes the truck, drives off, and I don't get any money at all. And so I go down to the bank, I cash it, everything was good. The next day came when this guy was supposed to come, and he says, you know what, I don't want the truck, send me the money back. He said like Walmart to Walmart or something like that. I didn't really understand, like again, sending it like through a money order. And I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. I didn't ask you to send the money. I just wanted you to pay me cash when you got here. I said, now we're kind of in this predicament. You're gonna have to come down here, which the guy lived like an hour and a half away. And we're gonna, I'll give you your money back. So again, we figured out a date. He was supposed to come down. And the day that he was supposed to be here, I was obviously in the middle of the fields working. We were picking peppers, stuff like that. It was August. And so he was supposed to be here at a certain time, and I didn't want anybody coming to the farm. I never have anybody that I'm selling anything to come to the farm because I just don't trust anybody. I don't want them coming here. And so I meet him at a different place, about like a mile away from my house. And what happened was, at the time he was supposed to be there, I was in the middle of the field. Not that I forgot about it. So I messaged him and I said, hey, are you there? I get no response. The day went by, I was busy, never heard from him again. I thought, well, that's really weird. Why would you not want your $700 back? So now fast forward 3 weeks, I messaged the guy again. I said, hey, when do you want to get your money? And no response. So I just let it go. I thought, you know what? If this guy doesn't want his money, I don't know what else to do. Like I said, I'm not gonna send it through the mail, so I'll just wait to hear from him. I don't exactly know how many months it was later, but anyway, I get a letter in the mail saying that I'm being sued for $2,000 now, after he only paid me, I think $700 or $800 for what the truck was worth. And I was just so confused. So I tried calling the guy and I was like, hey, I was willing to give you your money back. How about we just, meet up, I'll give you the money and we'll be done with this. He goes, no, how about you just give me, I can't remember what he said, either $1,300 or $1,500 on the phone. He was telling me this. And we'll make this whole thing go away. And I was like, no, I will give you your $700. And I said, I'll even drive down there to you this time. I said, to make this whole thing go away. And he said, no, that's not gonna be good enough. I have other fees that I had to pay for this whole thing. And he said, I'm not gonna lose my money. I said, okay. I said, then I'll see you in court. And then he starts telling me on the phone how I'm gonna lose and all this stuff. And I said, all right. And then he hung up the phone on me. So now, today actually, is the day that our court date is scheduled. And so I'm gonna be leaving here within the next like half hour to an hour, and I'm gonna drive all the way down to where he lives, and we're gonna settle this in court. So we'll see how it goes, and I just hope, you know, things go my way. I definitely don't feel as if I should have to pay him $2,000 for a $700 truck. I feel I should only have to pay him $700. Any other normal person would have just messaged me again, would have came here, you know, we could have met up, whatever, got his money, made this go away, but now we got to go to court. Another thing that's a shame is, you know, I should be in the greenhouse seeding today, getting work done for the farm, and I got to go now, spend how many hours getting there and getting back and spending my time there just to settle this thing, which just seems silly for basically everybody. And so like I said, we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you guys know how it is when I get back. This is just a close-up of the truck. Definitely not in the greatest shape, but there's people out there who do all sorts of kinds of things, and I feel like there's still a lot of life left in it if you want to put the work in it. And one other thing is that I've never been to court, never done anything like this. And so I'm obviously a little bit nervous. They said, you know, like when I called the magistrate's office that I could get a lawyer and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, well, if I have to get a lawyer involved, I could be paying just as much money as he's suing me for. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna represent myself, I'm gonna do this, and we'll see where it takes me. But I just feel like having all the messages saved, everything that went on, as long as the judge can really see that, you know, I'm a good, honest person, you know, hopefully it'll be fine. So I'm now back from my court date. Mom actually had to go work at the market because one of our workers called off, and Dad isn't feeling the best, and we also just got a shipment of a couple flats of plants. So he asked me to come down, bring those plants in the greenhouse, and just close up everything. So I came here number 2. There's no fans running, anything like that. You can actually hear me good. And so anyway, when I was at the court today, magistrate's office, I guess it wasn't technically like, you know, the big courthouse, it was just the magistrate's office. So anyway, I go there and I had no clue what I was doing. First off, felt a little bit weird, you know, I was sitting in a little tiny room with the guy that was suing me, and obviously we didn't say anything to each other. We sat there for like 15 minutes, finally get called back in, and I didn't know what to expect. We're in like what looks like a classroom almost, with a bunch of seats, but there was nobody in there besides me, him, and the judge. And so anyway, the judge asks him to tell his side of the story first. He says it, and you know, it didn't exactly, what he said wasn't really exactly what happened. But anyway, then she said it was my turn. I told her my side of the story, and so then after I get done saying everything of what actually happened, and I had everything, you know, all my messages printed out, I was ready to go. She goes, so are you willing to pay him the $700? I said, yes, I'm more than willing to pay him. I said, I've been wanting to pay him. And she said, do you have the money with you? I said, I have it in my pocket. She's like, well, then just pay him. And I was like, well, thank you, that's what I've been wanting to do from the beginning. And obviously now this guy wasn't very happy, because he was like, you know, I should be getting paid more than just the $700, which I actually did have to pay him $120, $30 more, because I did have to pay his court costs that he filed to sue me, which I think kind of dumb, but in the end it's only $120 to get this whole thing to go away. So I was like, you know what, fine, didn't argue none, paid him, and I got out of there. And so like I said, justice was served, you know, it went exactly how I kind of hoped it did. I just wish that people didn't have to do or be like this. I think that this whole thing was more to get more money out of me than anything. I feel like there's some people out there that would have just said, you know what, pay him the $2,000. I don't want to go to court. I don't want to spend the time. And then, you know, he gets all that money and he can walk away. And I just felt like that was wrong. I don't think that should happen to people. And I was going to fight my way through it because it was just the right thing to do. And so, yeah, I hope I never have to do it again. But if it does, I'm a little more prepared this time. And with that being said, let's go over to number 1. I'm gonna unpack those boxes of all the plants that we just got, which is probably just plants for Mom's hanging baskets that she's been missing. And then I'm gonna finally go home for today. So these boxes are from VGI propagators. I don't do the ordering for the plants. Like, I know a lot of the seed companies, but when it comes to like the actual plants themselves, the plugs, I don't do any of that. that's all kind of mom and dad's thing. And there's just so many different companies we have to deal with. Like there's Griffin, there's Proven Winners, there is Express Seeds, there is Ivy Garth. We used to deal with Geo Seeds, and the list just goes on and on. I mean, there's Harris Seeds, and like corn seed that Dad gets for the farm is decob. Just so much. Like it's hard to even keep up with everything. And then we get our Charbonnet plants from Norse Farms. So I don't even really know what DGI is, but that's just another plant company that we go through. One thing I forgot to do last year, which is kind of important to me, and I'm gonna say it anyway because I didn't do it back then, was Rupp Seeds. One of their salesmen actually stopped in, told me how much they liked my videos, and they gave me shirts, hats, I think coffee mug or some kind of cooler, and just basically told me I was doing a great job. You know, we buy their seeds. I think we buy more of their seeds for like the actual farm veggies and stuff like that, not really the greenhouse. But anyway, just great guys, great company, and they treat us really well. One other company that reached out to us just because of the videos and wanted to say thanks was Ivy Garth. They're the ones that always put that little kind of like note cardboard in with the seeds and just say thank you. And so they didn't actually stop in, they just called my dad actually and said they love the videos and they appreciate what I do, they appreciate me mentioning their name. And so yeah, it's just nice, you know, to get some feedback from not only you guys, my viewers, but also from the companies that we're buying all these products from. These boxes will always say, you know, up, handle with care, live plants, and they usually say keep from heat, keep from frost and heat. And so they have to open up they have to open up a certain way, so that way you can pull the plants out of them. So you can see they even have like an insulation wrap in there. What in the lightning? I thought there was like a couple flats in here, but it looks like there's only one. Wow, all that packaging for these sweet potato vines. Now that one has quite a bit more in it. More sweet potato vine. And the black, or what I'm gonna call black sweet potato vine. Okay, so now that everything's unboxed, we have 3 Gerber daisies, 2 of the black sweet potato, 2 of the green sweet potato, and 2 of the scented geraniums. And what we do with all of our plugs like that come in is we will basically sanitize them, clean them, sterilize them, whatever you want to say, with an oxidate mixture that's not obviously so heavy that it kills them, but enough to kill any bacteria or mites, hopefully anything like that that could be on them. Pump it up. I'll go over top all the tops of them first and on the sides, and then I'll go through and get the bottoms of them all. The nice thing about doing it before dark is the sun isn't going to come out and dry that off right away. It's going to kind of stay on there and really do a good job sanitizing. All right, so that is now finally it for tonight. So with that being said, I'm going to call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember it ain't much, but it's honest work.